my last dub goes to one Brittany Renner. Not sure if you've seen the clip.
Yeah, she been serving up the niggas this week, ain't she?
Because you said that you warn guys about girls like me, so tell me about girls like me.
Just women in general. Like, I mean,
don't women in general, because you literally specifically said before we got on here
this was off-camera conversation.
that you did say that
that's true.
You warn guys about girls like me. So now that we're face to face, what kind of girl am I?
You're not special. You're like other girls. That's the key.
I'm not special.
Like, you're like other women that are.
So what makes you special then?
I never said I was.
What do you gain from telling girls that they're not special? How does that make you feel? I mean, I know everything is a joke, but I'm asking you a real question. So how does that make you feel? Because if I say you're a bitch ass nigga, that does something for me, right? If I insult you, or if I tell you you're not special, you're forgettable. What does that do for me? No, but that doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying, what if I call you? If I just say that again, you're forgettable. That's why I didn't want to do you guys' podcast. Forgettable. Hate the setup. The name is underwhelming. I didn't really see the value in it.
Akademiks decided to, I don't know when he started the podcast, by the way, but Akademiks decided to have guests on his podcast, which I don't even know.
Nice little setup, don't he? Nice little white room.
You know what I mean? Where did this come from? Where did any of this come from? It's not his basement.
It's because they started letting celebrities make podcasts, and so that's what they look like when you can pump $1 million, or not even $1 million. When you can pump $1,000 into a podcast to start, you are ahead of the game, boy. You are ahead of the game. When you can put a stack on your podcast to start, you ahead of the game, fam. You ahead of the game. You might be on Fresh and Fit level next week. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. I swear to God, as a band, and you're gonna be in that 1 million subscriber club. The only thing you got to do is ride the algo, get on the clickbait shit, and have a nice camera. You there?
Yeah. No, for sure. So Akademiks decided to have Fresh and Fit on his podcast because it's only right. They had him on, so they got to return the favor. But he also invited Brittany Renner, which in the past, it would seem that Myron has made such assumptions that what his channel does is try to inform you so that you don't fall in the hands of girls like Brittany Renner. So what did Brittany Renner do? She showed up with all the smoke for this bitch ass nigga. She literally called him a bitch ass nigga to his face. And what did he do? What did him or Fresh do? Bitched up, because that's what they do. That's what they do. They didn't have any of the same energy for her right in front of her face, which seems to be a common thing with Fresh and Fit.
I'm going to try and do this without championing Brittany Renner, because I do think ultimately she's a dog shit person. But here's what I can give her. She does her dog shit. She talks about it openly. She doesn't try to hide it. And then any nigga who ends up getting done over by Brittany Renner deserves it. Because most of the men that get Brittany Renner know about her because they lie, was Brittany Renner, and she has all these celebrity men that she's been with, and this, that, and the third. So Don't try to tell me she surprised you. She didn't lie to you. Yeah, you know who she is, and she's open about it. What she's trying to do. PJ Tucker, boy, I have no tears for you. I have none for you. You knew, did it, got up off of her, had to cut her a check, and went and found you another one. It's something wrong with you. You're addicted to tricking at that point. So at least she's honest. I hate me a lying ass nigga. I hate me a, oh yeah, this is how you handle these types of women ass nigga, and then get in front of her and you can't say nothing. You can't even form a sentence. Myron always do that fake. Fam, these are the women. These are the girls y'all talking about. Now, she is the quintessential Miami girl. If Brittany Renner is anything, she is the quintessential Miami girl. She's the girl that y'all complain about all the time, in the club, being a hoe. Why you couldn't say all that stuff to her? Akademiks. I didn't necessarily like the comparison because it's easily dismissed. Men will never be able to grasp the concept of their hoeing the same way they see it in other women. They will never be disgusted with themselves for slutting themselves out the way that they'll be disgusted with women slutting themselves out. What she should have said is, why is it okay for you to talk about me and my misgivings, right? And yet you don't have smoke for none of these other niggas around you that are not just having sex with women, but are getting caught up with porn stars, that are getting caught tricking, they having babies by these women. Why don't you turn some of that responsibility back on them? That's what she should have said. You can't really make it a apples to apples thing, because the man's never going to see it that way. He's never going to accept it that way. But I mean, like I said, if there's one thing I could say for her, she's honest. She's She's at least honest after the fact, because I don't know if she's that honest to the men that she's entangling with at the front.
Fair enough.
But she's honest about what she gonna do on the outside. The only thing you got to do is look at her page. You know what I'm saying? Just pull her up.
Yeah. No, you're right. Probably wasn't very honest to PJ Tucker as it was happening, but you know,
not as it was happening. But she was honest enough on all them goddamn TikTok, Instagram, Twitter videos, whatever she was putting out, talking about how she was gonna get her a baller baby daddy.
Yeah. Yep. I guess the moral of the story is keep the same energy.
Yeah.
When that person comes confronting to you about it, you better keep that same energy that you were speaking on your own platform.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, major L to the people who dick ride Fresh and Fit, because it's just looking more and more bad for you. But it's neither here nor there.
What happens after you've paid Myron $1,400 and you still haven't gotten a date? Because it's like what, $700 an hour? So you've had 2 sessions with Myron. It's been $1,400, and you still ain't got no woman.
You keep the same energy with that nigga. You gotta go run the fade with that nigga.
Yeah.